When serenity encounters self-possession, what truly unfolds? When honesty pierces through silence with the sharpness of a blade, revealing truths that are often hidden beneath layers of decorum. Imagine a room filled with individuals wielding influence and privilege, a space where appearances are carefully maintained and facades of civility mask underlying tensions. In such an environment, one question has the power to shatter the carefully constructed illusion. Who genuinely is your mother? That single inquiry cuts through the pretense like a finely honed sword, forcing everyone present to confront deeper realities. On this particular evening, Jasmine Crockett did not merely speak her thoughts. She fundamentally altered the course of the conversation, shifting the dynamic in a way that could not be ignored. To understand the significance of her boldness, consider the context in which this moment occurs. It was a conversation that had begun in the 1990s, a period marked by particular societal challenges and unresolved issues that still echoed into the present. Within that timeline, there was someone willing to openly discuss personal experiences from the 1990s, sharing stories that were a testament to struggles endured decades ago. As the narrative progressed, others took turns recounting their own histories, some from the year 2008, adding layers to a collective memory of failures. These failures, spanning many years, resulted in prolonged periods of abuse and hardship, occurrences that, with proper attention and intervention, could have been prevented. Yet, they persisted, leaving scars that lingered long after the initial wounds. Meanwhile, the National Civic Hall, a grand venue shimmering with golden lighting and adorned with polished marble floors, became the backdrop for a significant event. This gathering celebrated President Donald Trump's latest national initiative focused on youth leadership and justice reform, a program designed to shape the future by empowering the younger generation. Among the distinguished attendees were Ivanka Trump, Barron Trump, and Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, whose presence immediately drew attention. Ivanka, elegant in a cream-colored dress, arrived first, her demeanor composed and poised. She was followed by Barron, who appeared taller and more reserved than he had in previous appearances, embodying a quieter strength. Jasmine, dressed in a deep blue gown, exuded a calm confidence that drew observers' eyes. When Ivanka and Jasmine crossed paths, they exchanged courteous words, polite greetings that masked the awareness of a deeper, unspoken tension simmering beneath their polite interactions. Despite the grandeur of the event, an undercurrent of charged emotions and subtle rivalry lingered in the air. As the evening progressed, Jasmine took to the stage to deliver her speech. Known for her incisive advocacy for equality and justice, she spoke passionately about the importance of leadership rooted in empathy, integrity, and fairness. Her words resonated with strength and conviction, standing in stark contrast to Ivanka's polished, measured exterior. When Ivanka's turn arrived, she subtly hinted at her family's legacy, making a pointed remark about the qualities of leadership and maintaining grace under pressure. Jasmine listened attentively, undeterred by the insinuation, her expression remaining composed and focused. As the night advanced, conversations behind the scenes grew more pointed. Barron leaned toward his sister, whispering doubts about whether Jasmine would publicly address the current administration's actions. Ivanka responded with cool detachment, prepared for whatever might come. The host then introduced Barron to speak about youth involvement, his remarks thoughtful but tinged with shyness. During this exchange, Ivanka leaned toward Barron, whispering about Jasmine's audacity and her security detail, implying that her boldness was perhaps misplaced or unwarranted. Jasmine, sitting nearby, overheard the comment without showing any visible reaction, but her internal resolve remained firm. She was not about to let such a subtle insult pass unnoticed. Later, after an intermission, the host returned to announce the closing remarks. Ivanka was the first to speak, maintaining her usual poise and composure. Yet, her words about dignity, grace, and leadership appeared deliberately aimed at Jasmine, as if seeking to undermine her publicly. The audience responded with polite applause, cordial but lacking genuine enthusiasm or conviction. Jasmine, unshaken by the veiled criticism, rose to address the room with calm authority. Her response was measured but impactful. She emphasized that true leadership often involves speaking uncomfortable truths, challenging the complacency that sometimes accompanies maintaining a composed exterior. She questioned the purpose of their gathering, pointing out that certain laws, referred to dismissively as bootleg laws, had already been passed. It was evident that even the bill's author lacked full understanding of its implications, especially since, as she noted, once a person reaches the age of 18, they are legally considered an adult. This moment encapsulated a broader truth about leadership and integrity. Jasmine's words underscored the importance of awareness, responsibility, and courage, qualities that cannot be delegated or disguised behind polished appearances. Her willingness to confront uncomfortable realities, to speak with clarity and conviction, transformed the evening into a testament to authentic leadership. She took a moment to remind everyone present that true respect is something that must be earned through genuine integrity and moral uprightness, rather than superficial appearances or outward gestures. Her words carried a subtle but clear message, that superficiality can easily deceive, but lasting respect comes only from consistent honesty and moral strength. Following this, Jasmine made a deliberate remark concerning the importance of family values, weaving her words carefully so as to hint at a deeper meaning. This comment was a gentle but pointed reference to some earlier statements made by the president, subtly questioning the authenticity or sincerity behind those remarks. As she spoke, the atmosphere in the room gradually changed. The air grew heavier with unspoken thoughts. Ivanka's smile, which had been confident and perhaps even a little self-assured, flickered for a brief moment. The room, sensing the shift, fell into an almost complete silence, as if everyone was holding their breath in anticipation or in reflection. Baron, visibly confused by Jasmine's pointed remark, looked around with a mixture of curiosity and uncertainty, demanding to understand what exactly was being implied. Jasmine, remaining calm and composed, turned her gaze toward him and asked softly, but with undeniable clarity, "Who's really your mother?" Her words cut through the silence like a sharp blade, leaving everyone stunned and making the atmosphere freeze in place. Ivanka, caught off guard, found herself momentarily speechless, her usual poise shaken. Baron, hurt by the implication and puzzled by its meaning, struggled to grasp the full extent of Jasmine's comment, his confusion evident on his face. Ivanka, after a brief pause, managed to regain her composure and insisted that they should leave the room immediately, attempting to diffuse the situation and restore some semblance of normalcy. Yet, Jasmine's words lingered in the air, echoing in the minds of those present, creating a ripple of quiet whispers and speculation. As Ivanka and Baron exited the room, their footsteps faint but purposeful, murmurs and hushed conversations began to spread among the guests, each trying to interpret the significance of what had just transpired. Standing calmly and steadily amidst the growing murmuring, Jasmine had transformed the evening into a moment of profound honesty and revelation. Her composed demeanor and unwavering presence turned what could have been an ordinary gathering into a powerful act of truth-telling. It was a reminder that sometimes silence and calmness can speak volumes more than shouting or dramatic displays. We need to understand that Jasmine's words were not just a fleeting remark, but a deliberate act of courage meant to confront uncomfortable truths that many prefer to ignore. Reflecting on the situation, it became clear that Jasmine believed there was a deeper understanding necessary among those present. She voiced her conviction that everything she had heard that day confirmed her suspicion that a particular individual had been deeply involved in the entire process, from start to finish. She pointed out that this person had been formally charged and convicted by a jury of their peers, an impartial panel of citizens who had carefully examined the evidence, found guilt, and sentenced her to a term of 20 years. This stark reality begged the question, why, despite all the facts and the verdict, did some people continue to shield or cover for a criminal? She expressed her frustration, almost as if history was repeating itself, warning that society might be doomed to repeat its failures if such high-ranking individuals persist in protecting those who have committed serious wrongdoings. As the crowd gradually dispersed, a few individuals approached Jasmine quietly, offering words of gratitude for her bravery and honesty. They recognized that her courage to speak truth in such a tense moment was not about seeking victory or recognition, but about standing up for what was right when it mattered most. Outside, Ivanka and Barron sat in silence at the back of a sleek, black SUV, their figures silhouetted against the night. Barron, still trying to process Jasmine's words, questioned their true meaning, his mind racing with uncertainty. Ivanka, attempting to soothe him, insisted that Jasmine's remarks were merely attention-seeking, meant to provoke or distract. But Barron remained unsettled, his doubts growing stronger, and a sense of unease settling within him as he struggled to reconcile what he had heard with his previous understanding. Back inside the ballroom, Jasmine stood quietly, her serene demeanor radiating a quiet strength that seemed to fill the entire space. The host, sensing the lingering tension and the impact of Jasmine's words, tried to bring the evening to a close, wrapping up the event with polite remarks. Yet, even as the formalities continued, the profound effect of Jasmine's speech persisted. Her ability to speak honestly and openly, without raising her voice or resorting to theatrics, had left an indelible mark on everyone present. Her calmness and unwavering stance served as a powerful reminder that truth does not require loud proclamations. Sometimes, quiet strength and clarity are enough to shift perceptions and inspire change. As Jasmine moved towards her car, she reflected on the deeper significance of her calmness and composure.